Hey guys, what's going on? In this video, I'm going to go over 7 tips that help me pay off $50,000 in credit card debt, and hopefully it'll help you too. Let's do this. So being in credit card debt is a terrible thing. It weighs on you every single day. You feel like there's nothing you can do. It's just this weight on your shoulder that you carry around. In the back of your mind, you know whenever you're going to buy something or do anything that you should be paying for this debt. And that happened to me. I made choices. Some I could have changed. Some of them I did because I had to pay the bills. There's bills I had to pay, and I had to put some things on credit card, or I was not going to be able to pay for that. Like putting my son in daycare and putting that on credit card, and after a while that starts to rack up, and then you wake up one day and you're in just some sort of massive debt, and you don't know how you're going to get out of it. And it starts off small and it's manageable, and then it just starts to snowball and get bigger and bigger and bigger until you have this ginormous amount of debt to pay off, and you don't know what you're going to do. You're going to have to form a plan. And so I've come up with 7 steps that have helped me to get out of debt, and hopefully it'll help you too. So let's go through them. Step 1, assess your debt. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is assess your debt. You want to make a list of everything you owe. So you want to either go pull out your credit card bills and look up your interest rate, or give them a call and figure out what's the balance on your card and what are the interest rates, and you want to list all those out. So if you have 6 cards, you want to make 6 lists and list every single one of those out so you can have a good picture of what you need to tackle. Step 2, make a budget. In this, what you want to do is figure out where you've been spending your money monthly. So you want to track your money for the next 30 days. And when I say the next 30 days, I don't mean 30 days in the future. I mean 30 days in the past. You want to go back through and figure out where you've been spending your money. I don't know if you want to sign up for mint.com because it'll track it for you and figure that out, but you need to figure out where all your money has been going, because you probably are not paying attention to it and it's going places, and then you, next thing you know, you're saying you're broke. So you want to track everything from your gas, your utilities, to entertainment, everything. You're going to write all those down on a spreadsheet, maybe a piece of paper, Excel, doesn't matter, whatever works for you. I always did it just on Apple Notepad. I would just write down all of my bills, write it all down, how much they cost every month, write a total, and then I would take how much I make monthly and figure that up and subtract. Do I have enough or not? Also, one other thing is all of your credit cards that you have right now, go and take them out of your wallet. Go take them out of your wallet and put them somewhere that is not easily accessible. Also, you want to take all of your credit card numbers and delete them from any apps that you might have, like if you're doing a food delivery service, Amazon, Walmart, Target, eBay, PayPal, anywhere you have your credit cards, delete them. Make it where you cannot charge any more on those cards. You want the debt to start where it is now, and that's what you're going to attack. One thing that really helped me was I would cook my own food. Instead of buying food at work every single day, I would just cook food and just eat it for the week. So normally, about everyone I know spends about at least $10 a day on their meals. And since I would cook my food and just bring it to work, I could buy like a family size of chicken breast for about $10. So what it would cost for one day, I could pretty much eat the whole week. I know it's a little monotonous and boring, but we're in a situation that we need to attack, and so that's what we're doing. Step number 3, extra income. There's really no way around it, but you need to make more money. At your current rate, you're probably going to take a long time to pay off this debt, so you might as well pay it off faster. And the way to do that is with extra income. For me, I would film things on the side, edit on the side. I would also go to the store and I would buy things from the Goodwill or garage sales, and then I would sell those online. Anything I could do just to make extra money, and I would just always throw it at my debt. Anything, just start bringing down those numbers as fast as possible. Number 4, mistakes and traps. This is something that I fell into myself, and I'd like to tell you right now to watch out for it so you don't do the same thing. One was debt consolidation, which a lot of people mention, and it might work for some people, but what I ended up doing was taking money from one credit card, transferring it to a 0% interest credit card, and since that credit card was not at a zero balance, maybe there's a little bit left over, I actually went back and charged all the money back on the old credit card, and then still owed what I owed on the last credit card on top of on a new card. So I just added a new card And so I was actually worse off than when I started. So you gotta watch out for that. One thing to do is just, if you're gonna do a debt consolidation, close your old card. Just cancel it, call them up, say I want to close it. They're going to tell you it's going to affect your credit rate. It's really not that big a deal because you having this high debt to income ratios are going to affect your credit as well. Just close the card. Just close it. You can build your credit a little bit. It's really not going to hurt your credit. Another thing that I tried to do was I tried to do an Amazon FBA, started my own business, and I could justify that I needed to put some money on this credit card because I'm going to do something that's going to help me pay off my debt. And that didn't work out so well because once I did that, then I would find new expenses that I needed to put on the card for that business. So I would start doing it. I would go find some sort of item that I would want to source from China, which then I need the money for that. And then I would have to have it sent over here. So you're buying the goods, then they're doing the shipping. Then I would get involved and realize I may not know as much as I need to, and I need to take some course. You're buying a course, and then the item gets over there and it doesn't sell as well as you expected, and you're not really making an income at first. And what you've really done is just given yourself more debt to pay off. Avoid that mistake at all costs. Work with what you have. Also, I fell into where I thought I would just film something on the side. So I would go buy a camera, or I'd go buy a camera lens, telling myself the same thing. If I have this camera, I can then go on the side and work more freelance jobs and pay off this debt. Not a great idea. Borrow a camera for just those jobs and then give it back to your friend. That's a much better plan instead of going into debt for that camera, because I would find myself not freelancing as much as I planned, and so I just increased my debt. Do not fall into this trap. Step 5, separate bank accounts. So a little hack that worked for me is that I would create a separate bank account for my car. At the time, I had a lease in a car, and that thankfully was ending, so I decided to buy a little bit older car that was going to be less and a less monthly payment. So my lease car amount was $300 a month, and for this new car, it was going to be $200 a month. So what I ended up doing was still spending $300 a month on my car, and I would have $300 taken out of my check sent to this account. Then I would have my car payment deducted from this account. So since my car payment was only $200 and I was having $300 sent there every month, I'm saving an extra $100, because with any car, there's always more expenses and they always come out when you don't expect it. So you're gonna have to have a flat tire, you're gonna have to replace the brakes, shocks, air conditioning, any of that's gonna happen. And if it doesn't happen and you happen to have that money, what you're doing is you're paying your account off here, and then you're building this other amount of money monthly, and pretty soon you can just apply that money to pay off the car. So they'll equal the same, and then you're paying off the car faster as a car payment. So just let that money build. I also keep these separate bank accounts. They are not easy for me to get to. I don't have a card for it. They had really odd hours that are just open when I'm working. The credit union was not near my work. I'd have to walk to it. So they did have a card, but I cut the card up, and then if I needed anything from that account, I would have to physically go walk there, which took about half an hour for my work. Step 6, debt snowball. This is where you figure out how you're going to attack this debt. So either you're going to do the avalanche method, which is list your credit card debt from highest to lowest in interest rate and attack the highest interest rate first, and then go down to the lowest, which sometimes can be difficult because say your highest interest rate is the bigger amount, which psychologically over a period of time you feel like you're going to not get anywhere and you're just making these payments. I prefer this other method called debt snowball, where you pay your smallest off first and then you take that same amount of payment and you apply that then to the next one, and then you're paying that one off twice as fast, and then you take the same monthly payment and you apply it to the third one. Basically it's snowball. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm sure you're familiar with this. That's the one that worked for me. That's the one I'd suggest for you. Step 7, do not repeat your mistakes. I fell into this trap and I do not want you to fall into this. I was $40,000 in debt and I paid that off. So I was in a negative and I climbed up this big mountain to zero. And then I felt like I needed some sort of reward for myself because I'm out of debt. So what did I do? I ended up buying things that I wanted and putting them back on a credit card for some reason. It's like I'm an addict. I have some sort of a problem. That's how I got here in the first place. So I spent another year getting back out of that debt. So I paid off another $10,000. Do not do this. I would suggest just have nothing to do with credit cards for a long time. Keep them away from you. Do everything you can to stay out of debt and just learn to work monthly with your income. Alright guys, those are 7 steps that help me get out of debt, and I hope they help you as well. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and please smash that thumbs up button. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye!